this little stool plant stand. Hi, welcome to Illinois in Garden Zone 5. So glad you're joining me today. So if you were with me last week in last week's thrifting video, we went to all kinds of thrift stores. And so today I am going to show you what I purchased because I didn't have a chance last week. We were so busy shopping. And I'm also going to show you some DIYs we're doing in the garden today, some updates on some previous DIYs, and then we're going to do a quick garden tour at the end of April, beginning of May. Not a lot in bloom yet here in Illinois in Garden Zone 5, but I do have a couple trees I want to show you that are beautiful right now. But first, let's go back in time, and a few weeks ago I spotted this at Goodwill. Immediately I thought, would this work for a DIY that I wanted to do? I had seen a picture online that I really liked and thought it would look nice out in the garden. So I went ahead and purchased it and gave it a nice new coat. Now it was already gold, but it was kind of dull and a darker gold, and I wanted it more metallic and shiny. So I did refresh the whole entire thing, and keep that in mind when you find something you like when you're thrifting. You can always touch it up with a bit of spray paint. We're planning up our birdcage decor now. So let me show you on the front of this. It has a little tiny door and then the wire on the bottom. So I had to be able to fit something in that little hole. I had bought a pot to put in there and it did not fit. So we're just doing a cocoa liner then. And I'll show you the plants I picked out for it. We're gonna have our tall plant be Truffula Pink from Proven Winners. It has little pretty pink flowers on it. And then we've got a Proven Winners Pink Lemonade Calibracoa. That'll be really pretty as it fills in and spills over the side. And then on the other side, we are going to do a Proven Winners Snowstorm with these pretty little white flowers on it. So I think that'll be a pretty combination for it, and we'll just have to check it out and see how it does and go from there. So I had found that going through the top seems to be the easiest on this to put the plants in. Now I'm gonna put a little bit, this is like Biotone, it's organic and it's just a root starter. So we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of that in. And then my potting mix from Miracle-Gro does have some fertilizer in it, but I'm also gonna put this Miracle-Gro Spring Ahead a little bit in. I'll mix that around. So we're gonna put our tall one in first. So once that fills in, that will be beautiful. Now we'll have to hang it. So we'll need a pretty hook, and I really like this one in the picture. I thought maybe Hobby Lobby would possibly have something like that. I looked online and couldn't find anything, but then I went to Goodwill and look what I found. Can you believe it? Now the clock was all scratched up and didn't work, but I thought, I wonder if we could get that off of the clock and reuse that bracket. It's perfect, just absolutely perfect. So I thought I'd take a chance. Okay, so this was my Goodwill find, and I want to use this bracket on the new bird cage for outside. I thought the bracket was really pretty. The clock is done past time, but as you can see on here, it is actually kind of welded onto the clock. So John is going to use a grinder and grind it off, and then I will paint the whole thing.
Ta-da! He got it for me. Thank you.
Linked below in the description and pinned in the comments is a free garden checklist that I made for you. It has a few of my favorites, not only in flowers, but also in hydrangeas and roses. I've also included thrifted decor that I really like in the garden and new purchased items that I've got for the garden. So if you are needing some inspiration, or maybe you're looking for some new plants to add, these are things that I have tested in my garden and I really like. So check out the link below or in the pinned comments to get your free checklist. While the bracket's drying for the birdcage, this was a recent Goodwill find.
So Devin stopped by and she's helping me. So see my cute little rabbits that I picked up, but I don't like the twigs on them or the ivy. So we're cutting all of that off. And then we're gonna spray paint them and see how they turn out. So we're gonna try two different colors. I have hunter green in satin, and then I have seaweed in satin. So I thought these two looked the closest when I was at the store. So I think we're gonna start with this on and then do this, maybe spritz a little bit on. We'll just see. So we're gonna do a test spot underneath and see how it looks. I might not need it. Okay, it's looking good, guys. I don't know if you can see that, but it's darkening it up. So we're gonna try that first. I'm gonna get closer so I can show you this. See how when I found him, he's all black on his face and his ears, and then he's got some white on him. He looks pretty rough. So that's why I thought we'd try spray painting them.
If you're enjoying this, please like, share, and subscribe. Now, I'll give you a tour at the end and show you all of our projects today and how they turned out. Our next thing is my thrifted yard sale urn that a friend found for me. We're going to plant that up with a tricolor potato vine and a pink lemonade calibrachoa. I thought those two would be a really pretty combination in the urn and would end up growing together and then spilling out over the side. So our next project is to give a refresh to my thrifted birthday gift from my sister. She picked up this three-piece set, the settee, the little end table, and a chair, and it was pretty rusted. And so I wanted to give it a fresh coat of this heirloom white paint, which is really freshening it up and making it look brand new again. Really like it, but I only had one can, so I did have to take a break, run to Lowe's, buy some more paint, and I bought and invested in one of those little hand sprayers. That worked perfect. I love that. I had got that suggestion from another YouTuber, highly recommended that little hand trigger, and you just find it in the spray paint there at Lowe's or your Home Depot or wherever you buy your spray paint at. Although I haven't seen it at Walmart. So just FYI on that. You might not find it at Walmart, but definitely recommend if you've got spray paint projects this summer, invest in a little hand trigger like that. It gets it so that you don't get paint all over your finger, but also your finger doesn't get tired because it has the trigger on it. And it does spray paint more evenly, I think. Easier to hold and gives you more of a professional finish. But you can see down at the feet on that little chair how rusted it is. So like I said, I have no idea how old this set will is and how long it's been setting outdoors, but it just needed some fresh paint to make it look beautiful. Okay, so what did I get when we went thrifting last time? We went to so many thrift stores, I didn't even have time in the video to show you what I purchased. So we'll go over those things. And if you missed that video, I will link it at the end so you can see it. We went to, I don't know, at least six thrift stores and to Walmart Garden Center to look at their flowers. So what did I end up getting? I ended up getting that cute little basket. So I got a thing for baskets, and this one is adorable, and it's got a little faux leather strap on the top that Velcros open. And I just thought, a lot of you ladies had said when I showed you that last basket, it would make a great sewing basket. This would make a cute little sewing basket with this red polka dotted liner in it. So I was quite shocked though when I opened it and it had little dishes in it. So it's got 4 little plates, and then it has a couple of little ladybug coffee cups, a little tiny creamer, and then there's a couple little I would say little polka dotted napkins. So isn't that adorable? So like I said, I bought the basket to repurpose. I wasn't sure what I was going to use it for, but I just thought it was super cute. And then I was really pleasantly surprised when I saw that little tea set in there. Another thing I picked up is I'm adding copper, like I told you last time, I think it was, or the time before in the video, to the dining room kitchen bookcases. So I just wanted some copper accents. So I found these. There's 2 trays. I'm either going to just lean them against the bookcase, the back of the bookcase like this, or I can set them down and put something in them. I'll just have to see what looks better. Or I could even put them on the kitchen counter and put, I like to set my avocados out, so I could put avocados in one, or apples or something like that. And then I did show you this cute little painting. Let me get close. It is, somebody did paint it. It's not a print, it's original. And then the frame though, I like the gold, but the rest of the frame I'm not overly crazy about. So I'm not real sure what I'm gonna do with it. If I'm going to paint it, if I'm going to try to wax it, dark wax it, we'll see. But I didn't have anything spring summery, and I thought this would be pretty. Right now I have the dining room bookcases with more springy type stuff, and I thought that would be pretty setting on the bookcase. I didn't get the winter picture. I have some winter pictures, and just ended up going with this one. I found a brand new Christmas candle, a Yankee candle. And I had told you before, 2 times ago, I found the big jar candle, brand new Christmas. So I shop year-round stuff. A lot, right now I'm looking at garden decor first, but then I look at stuff for the home, I look at seasonal stuff. Now is a great time to buy stuff that's off season, like fall stuff or Christmas stuff. So if your thrift store puts that stuff out now, check it out, because what I've noticed is when they put it out now, it seems to be a lot less expensive than when they have it out during that season. So you might find a really, really good deal. These, anytime I can get a brand new, nice jar candle, I like to gift these. These make great thank you gifts, tuck it into a gift basket, and I also use them for myself. So this will either be a gift or I'll use it for myself next winter. So another thing I found thrifting was this nice wicker, it could be a plant stand. You could easily put this fern on here and it would be beautiful. But I'm actually going to use it for a little end table in between the wicker chairs that I eventually purchased for in here. I like this color, and I wouldn't mind finding wicker chairs this color or maybe a little bit darker. I think it would look really nice in here with the lighter colored ceiling that's wood. So I thought this was a great fit. I had seen something like this last year at Lowe's, so when I spotted it at the thrift store, I thought it was perfect. Of course, I don't really like it with these chairs, but these chairs don't actually go in here. These were my tryout chairs. I wanted to see if I actually liked having wicker chairs in here. These chairs go with my dining set out on the deck. I have 4 chairs and the dining table. Right now we're getting ready to recoat the deck boards with a clear coat, protective coat, water sealer. So nothing is on the deck, so it works out perfect that they're in here still. I almost found some chairs, or at least I thought I did. I had told you I'd found some a few weeks ago on Facebook Marketplace and messaged the person, the woman, and she didn't reply back. Well, I found some a few days ago, and this was 2 chairs and a settee. Same thing. I messaged the person and they didn't respond. So I don't know what's going on with that. Two in a row. But since they weren't, neither one of them was exactly what I was looking for, I thought, that's okay. I'll keep looking. I found this little stool, plant stand. It's always a plant stand, but it could hold magazines. You could do all kinds of stuff with this. Now, this really isn't my style, but something about it just drew me. As soon as I seen it, of course, immediately I thought plant stand. So maybe that's what drew me. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Because I also like to do, when I style stuff, like say you're going to do 3 plants, this is a nice height to put something on, to then have something else, maybe a statue. You could actually do a statue on here too, and then have it tiered. So this makes a nice tier. Well, then when I looked online when I got home to see, they're actually calling this a vintage milk stool, like to milk a cow, which I think this would be too short. So I don't know if that's technically what it is, but whatever it is super cute. It is very heavy, it is cracked, and it feels very dry. So I think it needs some wood conditioner on it, like some clear wax, or maybe just some wood conditioner so it's not so dried out. Tell me if I'm wrong. Is that gonna do something to it? Because when I looked online, they're showing to get these vintage really pricey. So that's all the stuff that I got inside, and now we need to go outside, and I need to not only show you what's in bloom, but also show you my latest thrift find that's already out in the garden. Okay, let's do a quick walk around the garden. It's about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, so the sun is starting to go down. I did take off my mic because my mic filters out background noises, and I wanted you to be able to hear the birds chirping in the background. So I'm hoping that it'll pick up with without the mic on. So the first thing we're going to check out is over in this corner. I did get the urn planted up. So I put a pink lemonade proven winners. I think it's a Calbercoa, or it may be a mini petunia, but isn't that pretty? It's got that yellow and that darker pink. And then I did a tricolor potato vine in there with it. So we'll let that fill in and see how that looks. This is a Jane Magnolia, and this is one of 3 I have in my garden. I have another one that's about this size, which is about, I think, two years old. And these you can leave as a shrub, and they'll bush all out and be a shrub, or as it's growing, you can prune off the bottom branches like I've done and turn it into a tree. And this will get 8 to 10 foot tall. And I think it's garden zones 4 through 8, or it may be 4 through 9. So check out a Jane Magnolia if you need a nice garden tree. Okay, the roses are looking gorgeous. Look how much they've filled out. And those 3 are sitting pretty, so they'll get pretty pink blooms on them. The knockout roses are filling out also. There's the rabbits. So that's one of our garden DIYs. And then I did fill the urns with white this year. I opted to go. And we've got a little Calibrachoa petunia. And then I've got a snowstorm, and that's this, which is Proven Winners. And then we have this one here that's also a filler from Proven Winners. And then in the back, I tucked in 2 alyssum because I like the smell of these, and they'll fill in nicely. Now I did leave all of this open, but I think since all of this is a lot of filler, it'll fill in. And if I need to add more, I'll add more. And I don't know if these rabbits will actually work out in the urns. We'll have to see. They are on stands, on metal stands, and I put the metal stands down in the potting soil, so I may need to move them, but we're trying them out like that at the beginning of the season to see how they do. But I do like them, but you can tell that with the emerald green arborvitaes, they just kind of blend in a bit, which I kind of like, because I want them to be an accent, like you're walking along and you notice them as you get close, not something that's a huge focal point. I still have some daffodils blooming. Look at those pretty daffodils. Now those were all from Walmart, and I bought them last year at this time. So they were already in pots, growing like that, and I just took them out of the pot and planted them in the ground, and then they came back. Actually, it might have been 2 seasons ago. It's not too late. If you don't have daffodils or any spring bulbs, you can still pick them up now and plant them and have them come back next year if you're in the zone that yours return. I know in hotter zones, a lot of times they don't come back. They're treated like annuals. Here's the full-grown Jane Magnolia. Isn't that gorgeous? And I really like it as a tree. Let me get up close so you can see the beautiful flowers on it. So if you're needing privacy in your garden, this is also a nice one. And the lilac just is starting to bloom. It's got all of its blooms on it, but they haven't all opened yet. You can see the little buds are still closed. It smells really good. Now this is an old lilac, an old-fashioned lilac, so it just blooms this one time, and they don't last real long, but boy is it worth it. And then of course it'll be totally green like this. So again, nice coverage, nice privacy, and then we get to enjoy those beautiful flowers too. Okay, there's my newest thrift find if you were with me last video. So I found her with the base thrifting, and I think she looks really good tucked in there with the wall fountain. So they're about the same color tone, and she just is behind there in the lilac. So I just thought she looked nice tucked in there. And then we've got the third Jane Magnolia right there with a little climbing rose back on the trellis. So this will be really pretty when it fills all in.